What's going on? Dan here. Today what we're going to do is create an agent inside of n8n. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to build an agent node and then also how to add custom tools to it. So custom tools are very important because they're going to allow your agent to actually do things in the real world, and that's really the magic of an agent, is it being connected to different things, which it can help, those things can help it accomplish the task that you want it to do. So with that being said, let's get into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on add first step, and then I am going to go to form, which is over here on form submission. And once we've got the on form submission, we're going to just leave authentication as blank. And we're going to say, we'll just call it agent prompt. And then we'll say down in the form description, what do you want the agent to do, right? And after that, we're going to just add a form element. We're going to make this field prompt, and then we're going to change this from text to a text area. That just makes it a bit bigger. So if we write more complex instructions, we're going to be able to see what we're writing. And then in the placeholder, I mean, you don't really need one, but for this one, we'll just say, what's the weather in, we'll go Paris, okay, just as a template. So after that, we can test it out if we like, so we can hit execute step, and then we can type what's the weather in Paris, hit submit. And if we do that, then as you can see, we've got our prompt over here, which says what's the weather in Paris, and then yeah, we've got the submitted at time, etc. So our form works. That's the first step. That's kind of the entry to the program or the workflow. And after that, we're going to create an AI agent node. So all we have to do is hit plus and go to AI over here, and then we've got the AI agent over here. So we can click that. And all we're going to do here is just define below, and literally we can just copy, we can click on prompt over here, and we can just copy that to the prompt over here. So if you did want, you could just write the prompt in here, but the form submission just makes it a little bit more formal. It shows you how you can input things into your agent. And then after that, from there, we don't really need to do too much at the moment. We can just leave it as it is. If we hit execute step right now, we're going to get nothing, like it's going to break. And the reason is that we don't have any LLM connected to our agent. So the AI agent node is kind of like an orchestrator, but it's sort of like an empty shell. It doesn't actually have any large language model connected to it. So in order to make it work, we got to go down here to the chat model. We got to hit plus, and then we have to select whatever AI model that we want. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select OpenAI. And if you don't have an OpenAI credential, like my one is just automatically selected here, then what you would do is just click on create new credential. And then you would paste your API key from OpenAI in here. And after that, it should select and be connected. In terms of the model, you can leave it at 4.1 mini if you want. If you're doing some really complex tasks, then you could use a bigger model, like you could use GPT-5 or you could use GPT 4.1, but this will be fine for now. In terms of options, we could probably just leave that blank. There's nothing that we really need to do there. Now, in terms of running it, if we ran it as it is, it probably wouldn't be able to do very much in terms of knowing what the weather in Paris is, because it's not connected to the internet. But let's just run it and see what happens. So yeah, it says, I don't have real-time access to current weather data. So it basically just can't answer the question. So in order to get it to answer the question, one thing we need to do is connect tools. To connect a tool, all you have to do is on this tool branch over here, we can hit the plus button. For our tool, we're going to connect our custom tool, which is going to be an HTTP request tool. So just go down to HTTP. If you don't see it, just type it like that, HTTP, and we're going to click that. And now we need to basically configure our tool so that our AI agent knows what it is, what it does, and will use it when it needs to in order to answer a question. The platform I really love to use for Google searching is called Serpa. So this tool is really amazing. Like, it's very, very cost affordable, and what it'll do is allow you to do Google searches. So I highly recommend it. You can get 2,500 free credits if you sign up. And yeah, absolutely awesome. I really love using it. So what I'm going to do, I'm already signed in, so this is just my dashboard. If you want, you can use the playground to play around with the different requests to see how it works. But for this tutorial, what we really need is we need to go to API keys, and you want to create an API key in here. So I've got a couple API keys here. What I'm going to do is just use test key. I'm going to reset it, but if you just click create, it'll do the exact same thing. And what you want to do is just copy the API key over here. And once you've copied it, then what we're going to do is create a new credential in authentication over here. So we're going to click that. We're going to go generic credential type, and we're going to use header auth. So I've already got mine here, but what we're going to do is create a new credential with a new one, and we're going to go test Serpa API key, and then here what we need to write is x-API-key, all in capitals, and then we're just going to paste our API key over here. After that, we're going to hit save. All right, and then after it's saved, now we need to modify the request. So the first thing is that it's a post request, so we want to go to the method, go to the drop down, hit post, and instead of saying makes an HTTP request and returns the response data, we want to provide a description that makes a lot of sense for the large language model. So in this case, a pretty clear description would be something like makes a Google search given a query, something like that. All right, so then when the model is deciding what tool to use, it's going to look at this tool and it's going to say, oh, this one makes a Google search. So after that, we need to add the URL for it to connect to Serpa Dev, and the URL is this one. So it's going to be google.serpa.dev/search, and then for the body, we need to add a body. So we're going to just click and highlight that. It's going to be JSON using the fields below, and the name of the query parameter in the body is just called Q. And over here for the value, we want to go here and highlight this, and it says let the model define this parameter. So if we click that, then when the tool is selected, the LLM is basically just going to fill in the query details with whatever query that it needs to do. So if we want to test this to make sure that it works, we can click execute step, and then it's going to ask us what is the parameter that we want to use. In here we could say weather in Paris, hit execute step, and as you can see, we've made a Google search, right, using the query weather in Paris search, and then it's going to show us a whole bunch of different results here. So yeah, awesome. So after that, what we can do, we'll just rename this so we know what it is, and we're going to call it Google search. And after that, that is connected to our agent. So if we run this again, what it will do is most likely use the Google search tool, and then it's going to return to us the response that it has. So let's give it another go. Hit execute step, and if we exit that, we should see, yeah, so it used the Google search, and now it says the current weather in Paris is partly to mostly cloudy with a high of 64. So we just set up our Google search tool, and it works pretty well, can do a lot of different things, but there will be situations where a Google search is not enough, and we might need our agent to go visit a web page, for example. Currently it can't do that, it can just do a Google search. So let's give an example where it's going to fail based on the fact that it can't do a Google search. So What I've got here is I've got a news source, and I've got this specific page over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL, and we are going to try to get it to research one of the articles on here. So let's have a look, and maybe we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll try to get it to give us back the 5th article and some information about it. So we're going to go in here, and we are going to execute the step, and we're going to say go to the following URL, and we're going to paste that, and then we're going to say tell me the details of the article, of the 5th article. Yeah, so we'll go to the 5th article, and we're going to hit submit. And after that, what we will do is we're going to hit execute step, and this time it shouldn't be able to do the job very well. So yeah, I was not able to retrieve the article from the specified URL directly. Yeah, and that's because it just has a Google search, so it's not able to actually go to any URL. So we're going to solve that now, and we're going to add a web scraper into there. So this new tool is going to be able to go to a URL and get the contents from the page. And this can work in tandem with the Google search if need be. For our specific case, it might just use the scraper itself, but either way, you'll see. So what we're going to do is we're going to click, and we're going to add a new tool. This time we're going to add an HTTP request tool as well. And this time we're going to call it read web page. And this one, we're going to change the description to read the contents of a web page given a URL. And over here, we are going to enter the request URL that we need, and we can use Serpa for this as well. So in this case, it's going to be scraper.serpa.dev, and our authentication is going to be the same as before. So generic credential type, it's going to be header auth, and it's going to be test Serpa key. For the body, we're just going to turn the body on, and we're going to have URL as the parameter here instead of query. And for the value, we're going to let the model decide what the value is. So just to test it, to make sure everything works, we're going to hit execute step in our tool, and we're going to just copy the URL that we have over here and go back to our page, and we're going to hit execute step, and something happens. Might be the URL itself, and the issue was that it's scrape.serpa.dev, not scraper.serpa.dev. So if we hit execute step again, this time we get the results back. So in this one we've got a bunch of metadata too, and we've got the response with the text. If we just want the text here, instead of having all the metadata and everything, we can clean up the results by clicking optimize response. And then the field containing data is going to be text. So we just type that in there, and if we hit execute step again, this time we just get the response back as it is. So now our tool is working, so we're going to try the exact same query as we had before. We're going to go into our agent, and then after that we're just going to hit execute step, and hopefully our result should be a bit better. So we're just going to see it's read the web page, and all right, here are the details of the 5 latest articles. Okay, so maybe you didn't quite understand the yeah, I said 5 articles, so maybe I have to say 5th article. But nonetheless, it's able to read the web page, which is really good. And yeah, as you can see, now we have a lot more capabilities with our AI agent. Okay, so that's basically it for the basics of tool usage and how to add tools and then how to integrate them into an AI agent. I hope that's useful, and thank you for watching.